So last week, we talked about the theology of disappointment. We looked at why God says no or not yet when you believe you did everything right. But let's be entirely real. Knowing the theology doesn't instantly stop the pain. You can know God is good and still wake up feeling very depressed, devastated, and completely lost. When you pour your soul into a path that you believed was right, a closed door feels like a physical blow in the face. So today we are talking about exactly how you can move on after experiencing a disappointment. We are moving past the theoretical and getting into the tangible, realistic approaches to handling this heartbreak. How do you survive the depression of a shattered dream without losing your mind, breaking God's law, or completely losing your faith? Hi everyone, this is Marian. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about God, hair, social topics, and show the world my overall lifestyle where I glow with purpose. So the first tangible step is to mentally process what just happened. And that starts with identifying the specific unmet expectation. Often we aren't just crying over a lost job or a rejected application. We are mourning the timeline we had attached to it, or the security we thought it would bring us. Pinpoint exactly what you are grieving. Once you identify it, you must practice radical acceptance. Radical acceptance means stopping the mental loop of this shouldn't have happened or it is not fair. It happened. The door is already closed. You don't have to like it, but fighting the reality of the present moment only leads to deeper suffering. Accept where you are right now so you can actually deal with it. Let me be very clear. If you are experiencing deep and agonizing pain over this, seek therapy. There is a toxic stigma in some Christian circles that seeking professional mental health help means you lack faith, but that is entirely false. God created the human mind, and seeking a licensed therapist to help you process grief, reframe your thoughts, and navigate depression is a practical, healthy step in your healing journey. When you are in the valley of disappointment, isolation is your worst enemy. Talk to others. Lean on a trusted, spiritually mature community that can pray with you and carry the burden when you are too exhausted to carry it yourself. During this time, you also need to forcefully direct your focus. Look inward and backward. Look backward at your past and actively remember how God has worked things out for you before. Look at the times He provided when you saw no way out. His track record with you is perfect, and reminding yourself of His past faithfulness is an anchor for your current storm. But as you look inward, there is a dangerous trap you must avoid: comparing yourself to others. When you are hurting, it is so easy to scroll through social media and see everyone else getting the degree, the marriage, or the house that you prayed for. But comparison isn't just a thief of joy, it is a sin. It is a direct violation of the 10th commandment: thou shalt not covet. Envy will destroy your being and your gratitude. You must ignore what is going on with others and stay focused on your own race. This is their time, not yours. It would be your turn also within your own timeline. Also, did you ever wonder whether these people who are succeeding are following God's way? You don't know the wrong path they may be taking or the consequences those actions would bring them later. Sometimes God protects you from burdens and troubles you cannot see. Now we have to ask a very hard, uncomfortable question. You did everything right to achieve this goal, but did you actually ask God if He wanted you to pursue that path in the first place? Or did you make your own plans, start walking, and then ask God to bless it after the fact? So often we experience devastating heartbreak because we decided what was good for us, ran ahead of God, and expected Him to co-sign our ambition. We must recognize the difference between a good idea and a God-ordained endeavor. Proverbs 16 verse 25 says, "There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death." Going forward, before you take another step, you have to get clarity. In getting clarity, you avoid rejections and disappointments. And that's because you never went that path to begin with. Focus on what you can control: your daily habits, your attitude, your current responsibilities, and surrender the outcome to Him. Ask Him for strength, and comfort to carry you through these hard times. Eventually, you will need to seek new opportunities. But before you go out there and risk getting your heart broken again, you need to seek absolute clarity from God. Look at the story of Gideon in Judges chapter 6. Gideon was terrified of stepping into a battle, so he asked God for a fleece, a tangible, specific sign that God was actually with him and commissioning him for the task. Gideon said, "If you will save Israel by my hand, as you have promised, look, I will place a wool fleece on this threshing floor. If there is dew on the fleece and all the ground is dry, then I will know." God didn't rebuke Gideon for asking. Instead, he gave him the sign. So when you are looking at a new endeavor, ask God for a fleece. Pray, "Lord, if you are in this, make it undeniably clear. Give me a sign that this is your will. And if it's not, shut the door before I even walk up to it." So stop pursuing things just because they look right on paper. Seek only the endeavors God has explicitly commissioned you to go on. Disappointment is agonizing, but it doesn't have to be your permanent state. Identify your expectations, go to therapy if you need it, guard your heart from envy, and before you take the next step, ask the Creator for clear directions. You will get through this. God is preparing you for something that perfectly aligns with His will. Keep trusting, keep seeking clarity, and keep glowing with purpose. Now, I want you to share some practical tips that has helped you overcome disappointment in the comments below so that others can use them as needed. And I will see you in the next video.